write function rules from a graph. Do you see it? Is anyone wondering, I wonder what a function rule is?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew someone was wondering what a function rule is. It's going to seem really weird for a minute, but I promise I'll explain it to you. Okay, so first of all, before function rule, it says function notation, where you use f of x instead of y. So here's what happened. Remember we were using, Descartes, you haven't seen him for a couple days. We were using his y equals mx plus b. He said you could also change the y to this weird looking thing called f of x. That means nothing different. So a lot of times people are like, well, why didn't he just leave it y? Why did it have to change to f of x? Right, why did he? It's kind of like if you look at Allie's shirt, some people might call that teal and some people might call it aqua, and you're thinking, ugh, why? Can't it just be named the same thing? That's kind of like this. Oh, Bryn's just calling it blue. See? Why? Why can't we just have it all the same?
I feel like teal is like that color. That color of your mouth. Or like that's like
This is
mint.
sea mint or sea green.
She has teal.
Looks like mint to me.
That is two different colors.
Looking at my shirt now.
So it is a little weird that he decided that sometimes I'm just going to call it f of x, but it really just means y. It means the same thing. So we just have to be familiar that it might be one thing, it might be the other thing. It means the same thing. It means we're going to graph. Also, did you keep reading? So then when it says a function rule is an equation that describes the function. You know, AKA? AKA graph. On that half sheet that you just turned in, it gave us the function rule. You made the graph. So basically, this is going to be the opposite. We look at a graph, and we try to write the function rule. So we're either going to have this or this. If one has y and one has f of x, it literally does not matter. What's m, by the way? M. Yeah! So m, no matter which one you use, is going to pop out, and we're going to pop the slope in there. What's b? Bryn? Yeah! B is going to pop out, and we're going to pop in the y-intercept right there. If you didn't write anything down so far, I think I would probably write this. Because every answer is going to say write the rule. If you look down below, it says rule equals and then a line. So our rule has to look like one of these two things. It seems a little tricky. I think by the time we get to box 3, you'll feel like, oh, I can do this. Did everybody get what they wanted down? Okay. So if we look at the top left box, do you see any hint, anything that we should use, if we should use the y or the f of x one? Maddie?
Well, it says F and then X in the corner.
Right here in the picture, it shows us. Here's a good hint. So that means I'm just going to take this much, because there's my f of x, and write it on that line. Zach Hellstrom, what was m again?
The slope.
Oh, right. So I'm hoping that when m pops out, I can put a slope in there. How in the world am I gonna find that slope? Allison,
You go up until you're making the same line from the ball.
do you remember those two words that go with slope?
Right.
Yeah! If I count on the graph, the rise and the run, I will know what number to put there. So if I start here, remember I'm going left to right. Pete,
Up 2 over 4.
rise 2, run 4. Rise 2, run 4. Isabel.
You could also do 1/2.
Oh, nice idea. Simplify that right down to 1/2. Out jumps M, in jumps half. Did you guys write on the line, box 1? Bryn, what's B again? The y-intercept. So I'm hoping that I can erase B and put in a y-intercept. So that line has to hit the y somewhere. Where is it hitting the y? Maddie?
I have a question. Just real quick. In between the X and the B, is that supposed to be plus?
It is a plus.
Okay, it's kind of what I see at first.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Follow the line. It has to run right into the y somewhere. Where is it running into the y? Bryn.
-1.
Look at that. It runs right into the y at -1. So out jumps B, in jumps -1. Isabel.
Do we have to solve it, or is that like another day?
So we literally don't have to solve anything because they gave us the graph, we wrote the rule, and we're done. You don't need to graph it because here's already graphed. So this is kind of the cool thing about math. Your friend in Big Lake probably learning something similar. If she can't see the graph, but if you tell her this rule, without even seeing it, she should be able to make the same graph over in Big Lake that we're making in Overville. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
She should start at -1, and she should rise 1, run 2, rise 1, run 2. So everyone can speak this math language no matter where you are. Top one on the middle. Do you see any hints? Should it be y or f of x? Isabel.
Y.
Oh, look, there's my friend y. What does M stand for?
The slope.
Slope. So how am I getting from one point to another point? You gotta count them. Madison? You're so very close. She said rise 3, run 3. But we're going down, so we have to put -3, run 3. Before I put that in there, anything else, Madison? So I could really simplify it to 1. Follow the line. Has to hit the Y somewhere. Where does it hit the Y-axis? Zach Hellstrom? You're close.
On the board.
Did you go up or down?
Oh, 2.
So +2. But wait, there's no dot there.
You can make your own.
You do totally, look, there's more dots than just the 2 that were on there. I see at least 3 more. Top on the right. Do we see any hints on whether we should use Y or F of X? Randomizers. Maddie,
Why?
do you see a hint that says that?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I was looking at the wrong one. Never mind.
It's okay. There isn't a hint. So guess what that means?
Use any?
Use anyone you want. If you think that F of X thing, like, why did he tell us that anyway? Use Y. If you don't mind, do paper, rock, scissors. Doesn't matter. M's hopping out. Allison?
I got -2.
She says down 2, run 1. Down 2, run 1. Does that seem right? Y-intercept. Follow the line. Where does it hit? Pete?
+2.
You got it, sir. That was the third box. Are we feeling better already?
Yeah.
I knew it. Bryn.
Is there a different, like, symbol for addition? Or is that the only one?
I'm probably just rating it too big.
No, because, like.
The good news is you've been trained in algebra by me. So you're like, well, is that a T or a plus? That's good. Your brain's in algebra mode. Bottom left. Bryn.
There's a Y.
Start with Y, she says. M's hopping out. Taylor, do you remember the word for what M is? It's so weird because it doesn't start with an M. It starts with an S. Slope! We're looking for a slope, he says. Allie, do you remember what we need if your slope is down? Negative, she says. Drake, did you count how far down we're going?
4.
Did you count how far forward we're going?
5.
Down 4, run 5. Does that seem right? Down 4, run 5. Sophie, did you follow the line? It has to run into the Y somewhere. Well, yeah, a little bit. 2. Positive or negative? Yep. Just seeing if you guys are awake. That's all. Smacks right into the line at 2. Savannah, any hint on this one? Y or f of x? F of x. This is the bottom middle, right? Mason, what's M stand for again?
Slope.
Slope. Did you count a slope, Preston?
Yep.
What'd you count?
Up to over 5.
Rise 2, run 5. Rise 2, run 5. Ellie, does our line hit the Y at some spot?
Yeah.
1, it runs right into it, right here at 1. I imagine that's what the noise sounds like when the line hits the Y. Yep, just runs right into it. Last one, Allison, Y or f of x? You can pick. Which one do you want to pick?
Y.
Zach, do you remember what M stands for?
Slope.
Slope! Weston, how are we going to find a slope anyway?
Yeah.
Two words that start with R. Think about me singing.
Rise. And run.
Yeah! Pete, rise, run. Did you count it?
Rise -4 and then over 2.
If you're going up,
Up 4.
okay. Anything about that look interesting, Maddie?
I forgot what it's called, but the 3 numbers on top.
Improper?
Yeah.
So what would that mean?
1 and 2, 4. No, sorry. You just keep it, right?
Well, what would 4 over 2 be since it's improper?
Oh, 2.
Oh, look at that. Some people might just write 2, and other people might write 2 over 1. Which one's better?
It doesn't matter.
Both good. Isabel, did you find a spot?
It's a positive slope.
Yep, it is positive slope.
Oh, I got, so instead of, what's it gonna say? Okay, instead of going down, I went over twice and up 4, so I got 2/4, which is 1/2.
You just have to flip your numbers around so that your rise is on the top. Rise 4.
I still don't get it. I don't.
You're okay. These are my points.
Am I just stupid?
No, you're not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rise 4. Run 2.
Oh, okay, I was counting it wrong.
Happens to everybody. Allison, did you find the y-intercept?
Not yet.
Ellie? 1? Oh, look at that.
#1.
Ran right into it, right there at 1. How are we feeling? Cool. So when the first 6 and basically 10 questions ask you to write a rule, everyone knows what it's going to look like. Right?